How's it going, everybody? My name's Warner Fields with Fields of Profit. I'm a full-time mid-six-figure Amazon seller, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the exact strategies that I was able to use to grow my business to over $100,000 a month. Last December, I did right around $130,000, $140,000 in sales. This month, I'm at about $60,000 already, on pace to hit over $100,000 a month. So I'm excited to share the strategies that I've been able to use to get to those kind of numbers. Real quick, as you can see, I'm not in the usual studio. I'm actually back home visiting family, which is one reason why I love Amazon so much, is that I'm able to continue generating revenue while I'm not at home. It's just nice to have that income kind of on autopilot, work a lot, and then kind of take nice little breaks. Just one major benefit of selling on Amazon. Before we jump into the video, jump into these super powerful strategies, if you haven't already checked it out, there's gonna be a link down below for our completely free Amazon seller Discord server. There's over 16,000 people in there, tons of great free information. Would love to see you in there, but let's go ahead and jump into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about in terms of strategy for getting your Amazon business to these massive numbers, $50,000, $100,000 a month on Amazon, is you need to be able to control the things that you can control, right? So we can sit here and all day talk about how we want to do 100,000. I want to do $1 million in revenue every single month, but that doesn't mean anything if you're not taking daily actionable steps towards hitting that goal. And probably the easiest thing you can control within your Amazon business is the amount of money you're spending. So you need to be setting a daily spending goal. This is something we talk about all the time on the channel. But for me, when I generate $1 of revenue on average, I've spent 51 cents to make that dollar in revenue happen. So for me, my cost of goods sold as a percentage of revenue is 51%. So once you have that number for your business, you're going to use that number, multiply it by your sales goal, and that's how much you need to spend every month. Divide that by 30 if you've got your daily sales goal. Maybe you'll have to slow that part down to really get the hang of what we're talking about. But that is really, really important. Setting that daily spending goal, making sure you're meeting that daily spend goal. So specifically, if you're wanting to hit $100,000 a month on Amazon, you're probably going to have to spend about $50,000 to get there, which works out to be about $1,700 a day in spend, which might sound like a lot. And if that's way more than you can spend right now, that is perfectly fine. We definitely do not all start there, right? So work up towards that goal. Make sure you're keeping that daily spend goal in mind, keeping the amount of money, you have to put money into the business to get money out of it. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're setting realistic goals for yourself. If you're starting with $1,000, it's going to take some hustle. It's going to take some time to get up to those massive months, but it's there, it's worth it. So that's the main thing I wanted to talk about, is making sure that you're spending the amount of money you need to be spending. That's how you're going to hit any goal you want to spend. But within that, you need to make sure that your systems can handle the amount of money you're spending, right? So let's say you're somewhere, you're doing $5,000, $10,000 a month in sales. Awesome. That is an amazing side hustle. But if you're trying to get it up to that $100,000 a month mark, you're probably going to have to implement some changes within your business as a whole. It's probably not going to be as simple as just spending more money for you. If you're at that point where you're doing $5,000 to $10,000, you're probably prepping your products yourself. You're probably sourcing them yourself, and that is awesome. Way to go. But if you're really trying to scale up to that next level, you've got the money to spend, as we've talked about. You need to make sure you've got the money to spend before you start worrying about scaling. So if you're there, you got to prep those systems to be ready to dump a bunch of money into it. Because if you're prepping it all yourself, you're sourcing it all yourself, you come into $100,000, you're not going to be able to handle it. So that's where leveraging things like prep centers comes into play. Prep centers are something that have been massive for my Amazon business. I'm able to essentially just buy the products, send it off to them. All I do is put a little bit of information in a spreadsheet, and they're the ones who go ahead and take care of everything beyond that. They're going to go ahead and label the barcodes. They're going to ship it off to Amazon for you. You will pay the shipping on those Amazon shipments, but beyond that, that's really the only obligation you have if you're using a prep center. It's massive. It's a very awesome way to be able to take yourself out of the business, and it's a massive process of building those systems that will allow you to get to those massive $100,000 a month levels. Because as we talked about, you probably are not going to be able to prep $100,000 worth of products. If you are, good for you. You're probably selling expensive stuff, but that's awesome. The next thing within that, as far as building systems, is if you're a one-man show, probably going to be a little bit tricky to get to the point where you're able to spend that $50,000 that it's going to take to do $100,000 in revenue. So if you want to look into getting virtual assistants, hiring friends and family, maybe networking can help you do this as well. You're going to need a way to generate more leads. For me, hiring virtual assistants has always been the easiest way to generate more leads for my Amazon business. At this point, I've got a pretty decent team of virtual assistants, a couple of those virtual assistants working just specifically for my Amazon business, finding products. And essentially what I do when I wake up in the morning is I've already had my virtual assistant sourcing overnight, and then my manager virtual assistant is looking at the products that they found. So by the time I look at those products, they've been double vetted, and then all I have to do is go in and swipe my credit cards. That is a lot more scalable than a lot of the systems you might have in place if you're at small scale. And again, no shame at all there, but that's something you need to think about if you're trying to get to that next level where you need to be spending, thousands of dollars a day. You need to make sure you have really good systems in place that are going to allow you to just be the one who swipes the credit card and try to run up those balances as fast as possible so you can focus on growth tasks for your business. So within kind of the idea of building systems to help your business grow long term, a question I get all the time is, when do I get a prep center? When do I get a virtual assistant? Very valid questions. For me personally, the prep center question is a lot easier to answer. If you are spending time prepping products where you need to be spending that time spending money, so if you've got an excess of money and you're not able to find the time to spend it, but you're still prepping products, that's an amazing time to go ahead and look into a prep center, because then it's going to be massively worth your time in terms of opportunity cost that you could have been sourcing. Instead, you're doing a task that you could pay somebody a low per unit flat fee. Instead, you're the one who's out there stickering products, all that kind of stuff, when really you should be the brains of the operation, going out, finding products, swiping your credit card, and building scalable systems. As far as the virtual assistant question, I generally recommend people get a virtual assistant somewhere around the $15,000 to $20,000 a month in spend mark. That's where I got mine, but you could probably benefit from one before that. That's just up to your own, probably the amount of capital you have to dump in at the start of your business. If you've got $10,000, $20,000 that you're ready to start a business with, maybe a virtual assistant makes sense right away. If you're someone who started with $1,000, probably don't get a virtual assistant. You're gonna have to hustle on your own for quite a while, and then once you need help spending the money that you do have, then it's time to go ahead and get a virtual assistant. One of the biggest things that's gonna help allow you to hit those massive revenue goals is gonna be building up a catalog of products as well. So what I mean by this is, as you are sourcing products, you're finding more and more profitable products to sell on Amazon. Some of those products, by the time you ship them in, they get to Amazon 3 weeks, 4 weeks after you swiped your credit card, the data looked good. That data could be really bad. That product could be completely unprofitable, and that's just the nature of the business, right? So we have to make sure that we're consistently adding products into our product catalog so that our products are not falling off faster than we're gaining products, right? So if you are losing products faster than you're gaining new ones, your business is slowing down. You should be monitoring that, make sure you are doing something, maybe get a new software that's going to help you find more products, get a virtual assistant, anything that's going to help you add products faster than you're losing them. That's how you win the game of Amazon. So as you source those brand new products, a lot of those are going to fall off. That's just how it is. A lot of those products, you might sell them. They'll be really good for that one round, but they're not going to be good restock products. But then a decent, maybe a small percentage of those products that you are stocking in, you're going to stock out and you're going to say, hey, the price still looks good here. Price still looks good here. I'm going to go ahead and send that in. And then within that, something that you're probably going to want to do is to pull reports either within Inventory Lab or within your Amazon Seller Central and find the products that are selling the most. And of those products that are selling really, really well, see which ones you can actually restock profitably. That's going to find a lot of product potential where you're able to just consistently restock those items. And that's going to help you hit those daily spend goals much, much easier. There's a lot of days where I'm able to hit or even exceed my daily spending goal on products that I've already sold in the past. So once you get to that point in your business where you do have products that you're just consistently able to restock over and over and over again, it makes you a lot more scalable, helps you hit that daily spend goal a whole lot faster. And that's going to scale your business because you're no longer having to invest the time every single time in finding brand new items. As a new seller, it probably feels pretty overwhelming to get to those massive numbers when you find 3 products, maybe only one of them you're able to restock. Of that product, you're only doing maybe $1,000, $2,000 a month in revenue. It can feel like a pretty challenging obstacle, but it is just a daily task to go ahead and make sure you're adding new products to your catalog, because at the end of the day, you can get super, super fancy with it, but if you're not spending enough money and you're not adding enough new products to your catalog, anything else that you're doing probably doesn't really matter. It's all about making sure you have good, profitable products you're able to consistently buy over and over again. That's going to create massive long-term scalability. Another thing that I want to talk about real quickly, I talk about this all the time, but I want to stress the importance of networking for your Amazon business. You might not think about Amazon selling as a business where it's important to be in the know, knowing other people, but it really truly is. And you can see exactly on my sales chart over the last year when I started networking, when I started meeting people through making content for me. For you, that might be joining Discord groups. Shameless plug, we have our free Discord I mentioned earlier in the video. Maybe creating a mastermind of people in there. If you're in the FBA roadmap, we have a channel where you can go ahead and find people in your area or people at your sales level. You can go ahead and create a group chat with, share product leads, share ideas. And also one thing that I do within my personal networks is I'll say, hey, this website has this really good sale. There's a bunch of opportunity in this category. Go ahead and look. And then it's not so much as spoon feeding each other, but it's just a good heads up. Say, hey, this website has a really good sale going on. Go check it out. I bet you'll find something. And then, it's a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's just a massive opportunity to create a network within your Amazon business. Don't sleep on that opportunity. But at the end of the day, I really wish there was a super secret formula I had to give all of you guys to go out there and hit those 6-figure revenue months. But it's just a matter of putting in that time, day in and day out, focusing on your spending, focusing on your networking, really making sure that you're treating your Amazon business like a business and not just a side hustle. Because that was a massive click in my head when I started treating it like a business, outsourcing anything that was not worth my time. That was massive for increasing the value of my own time, and that's going to just be much healthier for your business in the long term. If you guys got value out of this video, please feel free to add some value to my business and hit that subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate that. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to drop those down below as well. I'm always happy to answer those, but I really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.